For over 2 decades, that smile was everywhere. It launched 1,000 blockbusters and defined Hollywood's idea of the bubbly, infectious it girl. We all know Cameron Diaz, the movie star. But what if I told you that the real story is not just about fame, it's about a quiet, brilliant, and fiercely intentional strategy. A blueprint that turned a model from Long Beach into the one of the highest paid actresses in history and then allowed her to walk away at the peak of her power on her own terms to build something even more valuable. This is the story of choices, resilience, and a different kind of success. A story that's not just about making millions, but about making a life. Our story starts not in Hollywood, but in the sunny, working class streets of Long Beach, California. Cameron was not a drama kid, she was a surfer, a free spirit with a chaotic home life. Her escape, modeling at 16. She traveled the world, but this was not the glamorous life it seemed. It was a business. She learned to negotiate contracts, manage her image, and understand her worth as a brand. Lessons most aspiring actors never get. Then, at 21, with zero acting experience, she auditions for a Jim Carrey comedy. The director just needed someone who was not intimidated by Carrey's manic energy. What did he see? That smile, that laugh. It was not trained, it was authentic. And Hollywood was starved for authenticity. The Marks was a mega hit. Overnight, she was a star. But here's the first strategic move. She didn't chase the next big studio comedy. She went small, indie, dark. Look at her filmography in the late 90s. It's a masterclass in range, a cynical artist, a lovelorn friend, the hilarious, unattainable crush, and then a literal passenger in John Malkovich's brain. She was actively dismantling the dumb blonde archetype she could have easily settled into. She was building credibility. This was not luck, it was curation. She told Vanity Fair, I never wanted to be the same thing twice. But the real power move? Understanding the backend deal. While actors took big upfront paychecks, Cameron, with her business savvy, often negotiated for a percentage of the film's profits. When you star in films like Charlie's Angels, which grossed nearly $300 million worldwide, that back-end deal meant a payday rumored to be $20 million plus. She was not just an employee, she was a stakeholder. The Angels franchisee, Shrek as the voice of Princess Fiona, these were not just hits, they were annuity checks, building a fortune estimated at $140 million. She was playing chess while others played checkers. But that constant sunshine, it takes energy. Imagine having to be on every single day for 20 years. The physical demand of action films, the mental toll of public scrutiny, it's the marathon. And in the early 2010s, you could see the fatigue. The roles, while successful, seemed less inspired. Then in 2014, she gives a telling interview. Her life is so much more than her career. Your soul needs to grow, and you can't do that if you are always on a set pretending to be someone else. This is the emotional core of her story. The strategy was not just about accumulation, It was about freedom. The freedom to say no, the freedom to step away. In 2014, after Annie, she did just that. She vanished. No scandal, no breakdown, a strategic, graceful exit. Hollywood was baffled. How could anyone walk away from this? But Cameron knew a fundamental truth we all feel but rarely act on. Success that costs you your peace is not success at all. So, what does a $140 million strategy buy you? Time, pace, the ability to build a life, not just a resume. She got married on her terms privately. She wrote best-selling books on health and wellness, not as a celebrity vanity project, but from genuine passion. Then, with entrepreneur Catherine Power, she launched Avaline, a clean wine brand. Look at this move. It leverages her brand, associating with joy, community, lifestyle, but in a space she controls. She is not a face for hire, she is a founder. This is not a retirement, it's a pivot. From selling movies to selling a lifestyle she actually believes in. Her net worth likely grew after leaving acting. That's the punchline. The strategy was always bigger than Hollywood. Cameron Diaz's story resonates not because we all want $140 million, but because we all want agency, the power to write our own script. Her strategy teaches us diversify your skills. She was never just an actress, she was a negotiator, a brand, a student of the business. Invest in your exit. Every choice she made built the runway that allowed her to take off into a new life. Your value is beyond your output. She left when she was still valuable to Hollywood, proving her net worth was not tied to her productivity. Protect your joy. That iconic smile, it's iconic because for so long it was real, and when it risked becoming a performance, she had the courage to protect the real thing off screen. For us, maybe it's not about leaving a career, but about building one that doesn't ask you to sacrifice your soul, about negotiating for your time, your peace, your growth. Cameron Diaz did not just sell us tickets to a movie. She gave us a blueprint for knowing when to step into the spotlight, and more importantly, when to step back into the warmth of your own life. So, what's the strategy behind your smile? What are you building? Not just for your resume, but for your life. If you found this story of intentional living inspiring, hit that subscribe button and the bell for more deep dives into the strategies behind the world's most fascinating success stories. Tell us in the comments what's one thing you had changed to build a more intentional life.